This is a brief tutorial of the game Super Mega Lucky Box as played on Board Game Arena. Super Mega Lucky Box is a bingo type roll and write or flip and write where you are trying to fill out the various cards as numbers come out, and then as you fill rows and columns you get bonuses that may let you trigger other actions and so forth, and you're trying to fill out these cards completely over the course of 4 rounds as quickly as possible, and have a few other ways to score points with various, like the moons and stars and different things we'll talk about. The game again is played in 4 rounds where 9 out of 18 cards will be flipped over, and each player will be able to mark off one of their cards based on what's flipped over. So to start, you have 5 of these lucky box cards to choose from, and you pick 3 and they go into your area. You also get 4 of these lightning bolts to start, and everybody does the same thing. So everybody has slightly different cards that they're working for, but they have a combination of the numbers 1 through 9 in some certain form. Then, as I said, there are 18 cards, 1 through 9 twice, and 9 of those cards are all shuffled together, and then 9 are dealt out for the round, and the other 9 are set aside until the next round when it'll shuffle again and pull 9 out. So it's not always all numbers that will be flipped, but there are no more than 2 of each number in the deck. So the first number is flipped, and then it's a 5, and everybody gets to pick one of their cards to mark a 5 off. In this case, I marked this 5 here. And typically, that's, a lot of times that's all you get to do, is just mark a number off. However, if you complete a row or a column, you get the bonus that's associated with that row or column. So for example, I marked this 5 off. If I marked this 4 or this 6 and this 6 in some future rounds and completed this row, then I would get to cross off a 2 somewhere else on one of my other cards. Likewise, if I do a column, in these cases it says here's a specific number that you can cross off on another card. If you don't have the number on another card, you don't get the bonus. Likewise, if the card that is flipped up is something that you don't have available, you don't get to cross anything off. However, when the cards flip over, you can use these lightning bolts to change the value up or down, and it does roll over from 1 to 9 or 9 to 1. So if I didn't want this 5, I could spend lightning bolts to change it in one lightning bolt to change it into either a 4 or 6. I could use 2 lightning bolts to change it into a 3 or 7, and so forth. As many of these as you have, and you spend those. Note, you can get new lightning bolts as bonuses. Here, if I fill this row, I get 1 lightning bolt, and if I fill this column, I get 2 lightning bolts. This question mark bonus, if you fill this row, basically lets you fill in any other number. Doesn't matter the number, you can fill in any other square. And again, if you fill in that other square and it triggers another bonus, and you can keep going and going. Or if, for instance, you had everything in a row or column and you finish the column and the row at the same time, you would get both bonuses. And BGA makes it real easy. It just highlights the bonuses you have and you just click the numbers you have. Also, like since there's this 5 here, if I just wanted to use one of my lightning bolts to make it a 4, I just click the 4 and it automatically does that for me. When you complete and fill in all 9 squares of a lucky box, then depending on the round you are in, you will mark a number of how many completed lucky box cards in that round. So if you complete one in the first round, you get 15 points. In the second, 12, 10, and then 8 after the 4th round. So the earlier you can finish them, the better. But maybe if you know you're not going to finish in this round, maybe you set yourself up with a good combo for the next round and you get 2 in one round. Now the stars here are things that you can get per round, but you get them, they kind of reset each round. So if you get one in a round, it's only 1 point, but if you get 2 in a round, it's worth 4 points, and if you get 3 in a round, it's worth 9 points. So you don't want to spread those out. If you want to try to set it up to where you get both more than one in a single round, if that's what you're going for, that can be a lot of extra points. And then the moons are kind of a majority end of game bonus. So at the end of the game, you earn moons through these bonuses. At the end of the game, whoever has the most moons gets 6 points, and whoever has the least moons loses 6 points. And ties are friendly slash unfriendly. So if people tie for the most, they all get the 6 points, but if they tie for the least, they all lose the 6 points. And finally, at the very end of the game, for every 2 spots that you have filled in that are on an uncompleted card, you get an extra point, just as a bit of compensation. But you really want to try to fill in these cards. Now you start with these 3 cards, but every round you get 3 more cards to choose from that you can add to your tableau in front of you. So again, as we see, the cards simply flip, continue to flip. Well, with this many players, it's a little bit tricky to show in the replay. There's the next card. Again, I choose which one I want, so I'm pretty sure I chose this 9. And it will continue and so forth. Let me skip a little towards the middle of the game so you can kind of see a bit what this scoring can look like. All right, here we are in the second round. You can see some people have 4, some people have 3 because they've completed one either in the first round or already from that second round. I had just marked this 4, so I took this 2 and I spent 2 of my lightning bolts to fill in this 4 because I really wanted to get this done because it would set off a huge combo. So now you can see it shows me I get a 2 and a 9 because I filled in both the column and the row. So then I use that 9, and then I use the 2, which then gets me the question mark, and it gets me the star, and so you kind of see how that combos, and it updates here. And since I finished that card there, that will update, and I'll probably finish this card as well. I just need a 4 there. And so you can see, again, you're trying to set up those combos, get as many cards as early in the game as you possibly can, and make sure you don't have the least amount of moons, and those stars can give some bonuses in between games as well. That is how you play Super Mega Lucky Box. Hope that was helpful.